Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of sample products or products that I have not used yet. I am mostly just trying to get rid of my samples. So I got my little basket of samples and I picked a few things out. First, I moisturized with a brand new moisturizer, the Cetaphil Dermacontrol Oil Control Moisturizer for acne prone skin with SPF 30 in it, even though it is, what time is it? 3:30 in the morning. I've been letting that sit because you always want to let your skincare sit a little bit before you go in with your makeup. So the first sample that I'm busting open is the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer sample that I have. Now, poreless primers don't usually work too well on my skin or things that are meant to be pore filling. I don't know why that is. I don't know why my skin does the things it does. But, oh, that was kind of a lot. I have too much. Okay, so now that my primer is on and has soaked in for about a minute, I'm going in next with the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer that I have samples of. I'm going to be going in with the shade Light 3 Warm. I am not warm toned by any means. The Light 11 Neutral is the other lighter shade on here that looks like it's going to be too dark for me. I literally do not own a concealer brush, so wish me luck. This is, hold on. I don't know where I'm going with this. There. I'm doing my concealer first because I'm going to be using a powder foundation. And I am breaking out like crazy because I've been drinking a lot of diet soda lately. And that makes me break out. But do you think I'm going to stop? No. Alright, I have my beauty blender that I'm going to blend that out with. Okay, so I forgot to give my first thoughts on the Poreless Primer by e.l.f. I liked how that felt going on. It feels a little greasy right now, but that could just be like the silicone-y feel. But it felt like a primer going on. It felt nice. This Lock-It concealer, pretty good shade actually. It's very brightening on my skin. However, my skin looks a little dry from it. I have very combination skin. My skin is all over the board. Dry, oily, and everything else at the same time. It's weird. But it looks dry. It's not creating a seamless or a smooth finish. It does not look smooth on my skin right now. And then I'm going to go over that with the, my whole face just kind of feels like dry, even though like with the face primer or the poreless primer feels a little like greasy, but it just feels like it's sitting on top of my skin right now. Could be that I didn't do a full skincare routine. Normally I would add oils to my moisturizer, even though I buy oil-free moisturizer and then add oils to it. But that's because I want to know what oils I'm putting into it. And I want certain oils, like I use Sunday Riley oils. We're going to go in next with the Lancome Dual Finish multitasking powder and foundation in one all-day wear. Now, I'm not going to be doing a wear test on this because it is 3:30 in the morning. I'm going to be using this little sponge thing in here. And that's what it looks like. This is the shade 310 Bisque 2 Cool. It's probably going to be too dark for me. But I mean, it doesn't look terrible in the package. How do I open this? Oh. Apply it wet or dry. Use it as powder or foundation. Apply it wet or dry for sheer to full coverage. So you can wet it too. I don't understand. Like, I have a cup of water here. I'm just going to pour a little bit on here on my little thing. Just a little bit. And I'm going to pour it everywhere instead. The sponge did not soak up any of that water. Oh yeah, this is too dark for me, but I don't understand how this is supposed to be going on. I'm not using the sponge thing. I'm going to grab my Morphe brush. Nothing is coming up at all. Yeah, okay. This is a dud. The sample is not working. Now the real thing might work, but the sample is not. Back to the sample bin. We're going to try Born This Way because I have like 800 of these. Or 3. In the shade Vanilla. Whew, this is going to be dark. It's going to be yellow. Now I have tried this foundation before. And it didn't sit well on my skin, and it also was not the right undertone. I'm going to leave that off for now just so that you guys can see better. I hate using sample packets. Okay, now that the Born This Way foundation is on, you can't really tell in the camera light, but this is not the right shade for me at all. I wonder if you can sort of tell it's really yellow on me. I want to set a little bit with powder because I hate feeling tacky foundation on my skin. Okay, now I just used my RCMA No Color Powder here to set my foundation. My under eyes are creasing like crazy. Then again, I didn't really set my under eye very well there. I just kind of brushed some powder on it. But we're going to go in and prime my eyelids. And I'm going to use my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I'm going to give this a whirl. This is not a sample size. Ooh, a little goes a long way with this. So far, I like this little paint pot for priming my eyelids. Worked nicely. Yeah, and my eyelids aren't creasing at all. I'm going to go in with my little deluxe size of my Gimme Brow by Benefit in the shade 3. Okay, next I have a sample of the Nars bronzing powder. We're going to try Laguna. This looks like it's going to be cool tone enough for me. And I am one cool toned bitch. And I'm not a pink cool tone, I am a gray cool tone. I'm just going to be using my little bronzer brush. Okay, I actually really like this. It's not, I mean, granted, I'm wearing a very warm toned foundation. It doesn't look too orangey bronzy on me. It looks cool toned enough that it fits my skin tone. And then for blush, I'm going to go in with my Lancome Blush Subtle Duo. I don't know shade names on this. There's a cream and a powder on here. I'm just going to use a powder. I don't really use cream blushes at all. Ooh, that was too much. Okay, this isn't new or a sample. It's just something that I just don't use very often. It's just because it's such a light shade that if I'm reaching for blush, I'm not usually reaching for this unless I'm going for a more like ethereal look. We're going to do an e.l.f. highlighter in the Mermaid Tail. It's a duo highlighter. There's a purple and a pink shade in here. I've tried this once before and I was shook. I was shook. So I'm going to take my highlighter brush. I'm just going to use the pink shade. Okay, I don't know if it's just the pink shade as opposed to the lavender shade or the purple shade. It's swatched much nicer. This is more of a subtle glow, I think. I'm getting a little bit of highlight over here. I wasn't so shook this time, but I think for $4, I don't even know how much I paid for this. It's pretty good. It's not like a bam in your face highlight, at least not in these lights. It could just be these lights. I have new lighting in here and I don't know how well it plays with highlight. So, ooh, maybe we'll top it off with something from the Northern Lights palette by Jeffree Star. If I can open it. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Got it. Okay. We're going to go in with Thawed Out, and I'm just going to use my fan brush. Yeah, I think it's just these lights are not playing well with highlight. Oh, that's not going to work for you guys. Well, I can see some marvelous highlight. Can you see that? If I hold it further away, I don't hold it up at all. You can kind of like see the glow, but you can't see highlight over here. So I think it's just these lights, which is kind of a bummer. So let's move on. I'm going to be using my Makeup Revolution Redemption Eyeshadow Palette Iconic 3. So it's basically a dupe for the Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay. Oh, and I have makeup all over the on and off switch on my light for my mirror. I'm going to be pulling this closer to me. It's going to wash me out a little bit, but I can't see, and I need to be able to see. So, sorry. Okay, I'm first taking this shade on the far edge as a base shade all over. Maybe I don't need to see that well. Maybe I can see like this. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna go in with this one for a transition shade right here. It's kind of a taupey shade. And I'm using my same brush actually. Yeah, I need this light. I'm sorry. We're gonna do this. Can you see that? This shade next. It's a little bit darker of a taupey shade. We're gonna do that in the crease. I'm not gonna do any. Ooh, that picked up a lot. That kicked up a lot of dust, but it did not lay a lot of shade pigment down. Next, we're going to blend it out. And now my camera battery is really dying. It's about to go. It's on that like red square for a battery. It's a good point to change out that battery. Hold on one moment. Okay, so it turns out that my other battery was also dead. So I'm using my phone, which is only on like 43%. So I'm going to have to hurry through the rest of this. So I just finished blending out. I'm going to take my shader brushes here. I think I wanted to do like a kind of gradient from gold to pink glitter shades, metallic shades. Or maybe I won't do any gold. Maybe I'll just do like pink gradient. That sounds good. So I'm going to start with this one that my tripod phone mount just dented when I dropped it. And we're going to do that all the way in the inner part. I'm going to go in with a little bit smaller of a shader brush. Next, I'm going to do the outer corner with this shade. So I'm going light first, and then I'm going to do dark, and then I'll do the middle last on top, and then try to blend it all together somehow. Okay, so hold that thought. These are not showing up hardly at all, and if they do, they're kind of going rogue. So I'm going to go back in with the lighter shade after spraying my brush with Fix Plus. There we go. Then I'm going to take my shader brush that I used for the lighter shade. I'm going to go in with my medium shade right here in the middle. Okay, so let's see kind of how that turned out. It's like a gradient, light to dark. It's kind of a fun little Valentine's Day look, I think. I'm actually going to go in for my underneath. I'm going to take a little smudger brush. I'm going to spray it down because these metallic shades definitely need a spray. Need to have a wet brush. Let's see if I can aim my Fix Plus correctly. They need to have a wet brush in order to lay where you want them to. I just breathed in some Fix Plus. So I'm going to do a little gold underneath with, I don't know if I pointed it out yet, this shade. Oh, can you see a little bit of gold underneath? That's what we doing. What am I gonna do eyeliner? I think this needs at least a tight line. So I'm gonna take my Smashbox Always On liquid liner. This is a go-to. This is not like a new or hardly ever used or haven't touched yet sort of deal. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna tightly line just my lash line. I don't think I'm gonna go in with a wing at all. Okay, so I think that should just help emphasize when I put on my mascara. I'm going to use my Ulta Concealer pencil on my waterline. Pretend that I'm a little more awake than I am. And I'm going to go in with my little Lancome. That. Can you see that? I hope so. I believe I didn't like this in a previous video, but we're going to try it again just in case it was okay. She cute. She cute. Of course, I have mascara on my upper lids. I honestly, I don't even know how to avoid that because it happens every single time. So here's my eyes. Now, I think for a cute little Valentine's Day look, I would go with a red lip. But I'm going to go in with my Smashbox in spoiler alert. Little pink moment. So I'm first going to prime with my Colourpop Lippie Stix primer. And now I'm going in with the lipstick. Okay, I accidentally went a little overlined on my bottom lip. That was not intentional. So this is a beautiful mauve-y shade. Yes. Mauves, I love mauves on my skin tone. They're just my favorite shade of pink is a mauve. So I would set this if I wasn't going to take it off immediately because it is now 20 to 5 in the morning and I'm tired. I want to go to bed. So this is how this looks. Let's take my headband down. Excuse my greasy hair. Hair washing day was on Sunday. And it is Thursday now, technically. Alright, that is my video on samples and things that I haven't used yet, or kind of samples in the sort. Things that I don't use very much, or that I have not used yet. Mostly focusing on the samples. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me, and give this video a thumbs up. I keep forgetting that I'm not in the frame down here. I gotta be up here. So thanks again for watching. Love you. Bye. See you in the next one.